Welcome to this broadcast about Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory Administration has sacked another 4 employees for the alleged involvement in pro-separatist or pro-militancy links. This has started like 2 years back when government started issuing orders of terminating the service of its employees for their alleged links. And today morning, order 4 separate orders were issued and sacking 4 employees, among them a senior doctor, assistant professor of medicine in Medical College Srinagar, Dr. Nisar-ul-Hassan, who is also the president of Doctors Association Kashmir. He has been sacked. No reason has been cited, specific reason has been cited for his termination from the services. It is widely now believed that all those who are being, sacked have terror links or the pro-separatist links. What we know about Dr. Nisar-ul-Hassan is that he has been very vocal. He had organized large number of protests in the past. He was held, was speaking against the government in the past. He was actually suspended in the past as well. So the government has actually, sacked him and saying there's no reason, there's no requirement for even a inquiry for his sacking. So there is enough information available with the lieutenant governor, which has he's convinced to sack him. Same is the case with the other 3 employees: a government teacher, a police constable, and a lab assistant. And there have been several police constables who have been sacked from the services for the last 2 years. That explains if these people were indeed pro-separatists and having militant links. That is a very, very serious thing. How can a policeman be in the service for so long and then he's sacked like this if he's involved in this having terror links or the pro-separatist links? And one important thing is 50 employees have so far been sacked by the Union Territory Administration. Among them are senior officials, among them are professors in the university, and teachers, doctors from all very, and most importantly, the policemen as well. But not a single has been prosecuted so far, or the allegations against them have not been made public. What are the allegations, specific allegations they have been sacked for? Because if these people have indeed been involved in pro-militancy or the pro-separatist, activities, normally it is believed they should be prosecuted, but none of them has been prosecuted. They are sacked, and it is there. It's over. There are political leaders. Opposition has been saying that this is a vendetta that they have said, and then they are not being, the due process is not being followed. Some people have even gone to court. But the fact is that the government has ensured that they want to weed out anybody who in the past has been involved in pro-separatist activities, at the same time drawing salary from the government, having all the privilege as a government employee. So they want to weed out, and what the government and has been always talking about, including the left-wing government, an ecosystem which needs to be uprooted. And in this process, they are actually sacking employees. And as I said, there have been several lists over the last 2 years. The employees whose relatives have been militants or they have been ideological bent of mind, they have been sacked. But one important thing is that there's no transparency in the sense what are the allegations, then the level of their involvement, and if indeed they have terror links, why these people are not then being prosecuted, why they don't stand trial and face what they have actually done. Having said that, the government has actually adopted a very, very tough policy, whether it was stone pelting, whether it was shutdowns, whether it is militancy, or those people who were sitting in the government offices having separatist tendencies. And this is not a, something a secret that the government employees were once upon a time even the part of a constituent of a Hurriyat conference separatist group. There was a government employees union which was constituent a Hurriyat conference. That is a well-known fact. There was bar association that was constituent of Hurriyat conference, separate amalgam. But since the separatists as a political structure has been dismantled since 2019 as part of major crackdown, and a shutdown is now a history. There's no stone pelting. It is because of a very, very tough policy adopted by the central government and the security force in Jammu and Kashmir. And one of the important thing of that is how they want to weed out anybody from the government services who have those separatist tendency. In fact, Director General of Police, Mr. Swain, recently talked about those even who write, who are involved even in instigating people or behind the recruitment of those local youth into militancy. It would be treated as a terrorist case. So they will be very tough on those who actually in any way help militancy, terrorism, or the separatism. So that is why we see over the last for 5 years we have seen, whether it is NIA, whether it is the state investigation agency, Jammu and Kashmir police, they have launched a massive crackdown. Over 500 properties of militants have been seized. Militants who are based in the POK, even their properties are being seized. And any militant or the separate sympathizer or the banned organization like Jamaat Islami, anyone having links with them are being targeted. The action is being taken against them. But when it comes to the government employees, we see there are tough regulations for them. They cannot actually use the social media to express their views, or they're critical of the government. Even the journalists, many have been actually detained and the questions. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir High Court, gave bail, or to journalists, and also quashed the, Public Safety Act of another journalist, and saying criticism of the government is part of right, as part of the right of expression, freedom of expression. So they are very, High Court division bench was very critical of government, targeting or arresting those who criticize the government, and it's not being anti-national if you just criticize the government. But when it comes to employees, government has made it very clear that employees cannot use the social media, they cannot hold the protests against the government. All these, there are clear-cut advisories for the government employees that you have to behave as an employee. You cannot resort to protests. You cannot use the social media. And those who have any links with the separatists or militancy, or they have been involved in the past, tough action is being taken against them. And so far, more than 54 employees have been terminated from their services for their alleged links with the separatism and militancy in Jammu and Kashmir. So it all has happened actually post abrogation of Article 370, and government is saying they will not buy peace, they will establish peace, and they will demolish the ecosystem of militancy in Jammu and Kashmir. The fresh list of those who have been sacked: President of Doctors Association in Kashmir, Nisar-ul-Hassan, has been sacked, and also a policeman, as I said, Abdul Majeed, and then there are other people. I will read their names, but exactly government has written in their orders. What the order. For example, in case of Nisar-ul-Hassan, the government has said dismissal of Nisar-ul-Hassan, assistant professor, SMHS Hospital Srinagar, in terms of clause C, the provision to clause 2 of Article 311 of the Constitution of India. And what it has said was that the Lieutenant Governor is satisfied after considering the facts and the circumstances of the case and on the basis of the information available that the activities of Dr. Nisar-ul-Hassan, Assistant Professor Medicine in SMHS Hospital Srinagar, are such as to warrant his dismissal from service. So then what is it is going so, and whereas the Lieutenant Governor is satisfied under subclause of the of Article 311 of Constitution of India that in the interest of the security of the state, it's not expedient to hold an inquiry in the case of Dr. Nisar-ul-Hassan. So same is the case with others. Number one, government has not given any specific reason about his involvement and their details in this order. And second thing, there's no need for an inquiry for sacking. So clearly, without holding, a transparent inquiry where the people are given a chance to explain their position, because that is the rule. If somebody if he's an employee of the government, he should have been normally given a chance. But in these cases, the government is using the provisions of the law, sacking its employees based on what information they have available, without giving a chance to the employee to defend himself, and they are being sacked because they say these are the cases where these people have links to the separatism or have been involved in pro-separatist activities or they have terror links, they are being sacked. And the second person is Abdul Majeed. He was a police constable and he has also been sacked. And then there is Farooq Ahmad Mir. He's a teacher from Kupara and he has also been sacked. And then there is Abdul Salam Rathar. He is a laboratory bearer, also from the education department from Kulgam district. He has also been sacked. In all the four cases, government has not cited the reasons, grounds on which, except saying in the interest of the security of the state, it's not necessary to hold inquiry in such cases. And all these four people have been sacked because government intelligence agencies have been investigating activities of large number of government employees who have been under radar for some time. And based on those reports, these people have intelligence reports, they are being sacked, and more than 50, as I said, 54 employees have so far been sacked, have been terminated from government service to ensure that anybody who had any links with separatism or militancy are removed from the government services. Back to you.